भवानी मां, जय देवी भवानी मां।
देवी भवानी
माता की जय। ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणे ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला। अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरननदी कैवर्तककेशवः। पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम्। लोके सज्जनषट्पदैर्हरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। हरि ओम। Okay, so let me welcome all of you to this satsang today. We are going to be seeing now Missaid chapter 5. Well, that was good news to me. Let me find this Bhagavad Gita here now. Bhagavad Gita chapter 5. Okay. First, let me tell you about Bhagavad Gita. So, here we have the most wonderful scripture that humanity has ever known, and there is no doubt about that. It's the most wonderful scripture that humanity has ever known, which considers each human being as a human being first, which recognizes that all of us will be born with a mixture of sattva, rajas and tamas. We all have a mixture of that, sattva, rajas and tamas, these gunas, right? And that means because we have a distribution of gunas, we will all have some positive traits, and we'll also have some negative traits. And some will have, and this is recognition, this is recognition by the Gita, recognition by the tradition of Sanatana Dharma. Some will have more positive traits and less negative traits, and then the other side also. Some would have more negative traits and less positive traits. This is how the whole Prakriti is made up. You know that. Like for example, some plants are poisonous and some plants are ambrosial, isn't it? You'll get nectar from some. And when we were growing up, I grew up not too far from here, in the bush, there was something called kulkulia. I don't know if you all from this side, if you still know what is kulkulia. But kulkulia is stinging nettle. So if you touch, well, the whole Prakriti is like that, right? There are some animals like that also. If you touch, and then there are some other animals. They're so nice, and like the cat will come in the morning, prr, 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 and they'll rub against you, isn't it? So some animals are like that, and the other, if you touch them, they like Jep. Well, whatever is true for the Prakriti on the outside is also true for human beings, correct or not? Human beings are also the same thing. So we have both. The mixture. Like every atom, there is negative and positive. So in the Prakriti also, we have the two types. And among human beings, within one human being, you will have, that human being has positive qualities as well as negative qualities. We say, first of all, this is a recognition by the scripture. Second is, because Bhagavan talks in chapter 14 all about gunas only. Sattva, rajas and tamas. We say that if we want mukti, what we have to try to do is to propagate the positive gunas, positive qualities, traits, characteristics, habits, lifestyle, or that sort of thing. If we want mukti. But if a person doesn't want mukti, no problem, you propagate anything. But one who wants mukti, propagate the positive qualities, because it is those positive qualities will help me to transcend all the gunas. That is the idea. Easier. I can go on propagating all the, and we don't have to encourage anybody or do anything. Naturally, some people will propagate all negative traits, and naturally, some will propagate all positive traits. We don't have to do, and negative traits more so. We don't have to do anything. Anything left untended will not get better. It will get worse. You leave your yard untended for 1 month and then see. Your yard will not get better unless you have a real nice neighbor. I heard somebody was telling me yesterday or day before yesterday, yesterday and day before yesterday, that there is a company that is renting goats. They rent goat. So if your lawn big, you go and rent 10 goat. And you just let them go in the lawn for about 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And when the goats leave, your lawn will be, you don't need a lawnmower. Rent the goat. So, the yard left untended will deteriorate, it will not get better. So also, among children, and now you see Miss Manorat and all the dedicated staff here, how they are taking so much of their time. You are busy every day doing your thing, but they spend their time trying to tend to the children, to impart to the children the right values, right etiquette, right lifestyle, right teachings. You see, all of those things. Because if left untended, like every other thing in Prakriti, it will go downhill. You can't leave it untended. So, The Bhagavad Gita is that scripture which teaches us how to imbibe all of these great gunas and traits and qualities and all of that and take our life in the direction of mukti, moksha. And it applies to all people of all times and all fields, everywhere. The message will never die. The message is eternal. And I told you in the beginning, it treats all of us as mature human beings, everybody with a fair chance, an equal chance of mukti. Everybody treated as equal. Bhagavan says, in several places in this Gita, Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha. I exist equally in all beings. Vidya vinay sampanne brahmane gavi hastini. Shunichaya vashvapakecha pandita samadarshina. The wise person is the one who sees God as existing equally in all beings. So if God is existing equally in all beings, that means all beings are equal. This is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. Most wonderful teaching. And everybody has an equal right to darshan of Bhagavan. Everybody has an equal right to all things in the universe. So it is a most wonderful scripture. It is set out in 18 chapters, 700 verses. So some chapters will have 20 verses, some chapters will have more than 30 verses. Chapter 18 is the longest chapter, some 78 verses. Like that. Some chapters are long, some are short. So chapter 5, which we have chosen here now, this is one of those shorter chapters. It only has 29 verses. Chapter 5. But of course in 3 days, I also cannot finish 29 verses. But you don't have to worry. Look here. If you drink the whole bottle of honey, you'll get sick also. Isn't it? You can't drink the whole bottle of honey. If you get 1 spoon of honey, you know what the whole bottle tastes like, isn't it? If you only get 1 spoon, you know what the bottle tastes like. The whole bottle tastes like this. So, if we get 1 verse or 2 verses or 3 verses, wo kafi hai. That is enough. You don't have to worry. Now, how the Bhagavad Gita started? Like this. Arjuna was on one side called the Pandava side, and they were about to start a war. Now I use the word war. People have a lot of problem with that also. With war and all. What happened? Your scriptures only Ram only fighting Ravan. Arjuna only fighting Kauravas. Pandavas fighting Kauravas. Krishna fighting Kans. What happened to your scriptures? Only fight is there or what? Well, there are a number of things to say about war and fight and all of that. One is, while you may have a lot of wars going on outside, all of us have Mahabharata war right in our mind. And if you can't fight properly, that war in your mind, you're done. Means you have to learn to fight the war inside. So while it is a historical event which is transpiring on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, there is also an adhyatmic reality which all of us have to face, which is going on inside. And so, in this war which is going on constantly inside, Ram Ravan Yuddha, that was long time. Mahabharata Yuddha, war was long time. But every day we have to fight this war. I'll just give you a simple example. You're driving, going down there. This is a Trini example. Right? You're driving, going down the highway. So suddenly, by C3, you see it back up. And now it comes to standstill. Right? So one fellow pass everybody and he going down the shoulder. Okay, you see him, zoom, he pass everybody, going down the shoulder. Now you're sitting, now you look like this. Oh, he gone. And another one gone. Now the war starts in your mind. Because one thought telling, I should go. Right? The other thought is Pandavas. And the other thought telling Kauravas. Other thought is telling, no, you should not go, it is illegal. Right? So one thought saying go, another thought saying don't go. This thought which is saying go now, he has gone, so you could go. He means he given logic now why you should go. This thought, he has gone, so you should go. The other thought, no, but if you have a police there, you're in trouble. You have a police officer there, or everybody getting ticket from our side, isn't it? So in life like that, every moment we have Mahabharata war going on, because this one is saying like this and the other one is saying like that. Every day, every moment. In the morning when you get up, the alarm ring, you wake up. Oh. Now the Mahabharata starts in your mind now, right? Should I get up or should I not get up? And you know, last night I eat pizza and I didn't sleep properly. So you know, you're giving, I should take another 5 minutes. And you know, when you take 5 minutes, what happened, right? Yeah, 5 minutes gone to 1 hour. And you're late. You're late for everything. So see, in the morning itself, the Mahabharata war starts. So there is one thing there and there is another. So here now, there was a war outside. Arjuna on one side and Kauravas on the other side. Pandavas, Kauravas. But there was a war in Arjuna's mind also at the same time. And Bhagavan had to solve the war in Arjuna's mind. And if we solve the war in Arjuna's mind, the outside war will be taken care of. If we solve the problem inside, everything outside will be taken care of. In the end, Bhagavan did not have to tell. In the beginning he tells, my dear Arjuna, Tyakto atishta parantapa, kurastva akashmana vidam, vishame sampast. For why has this unmanliness entered your mind suddenly and all? Get up and fight. Yudhaya krita nishchaya. Make a resolve to fight. Like that. He should tell in the beginning. And Bhagavan doesn't have to tell anything. Bhagavan has to solve the war in Arjuna's mind, the problem in Arjuna. This is in his mind now. A fight between duty on one side and on the other side, what is there? His attachment and his raga, what you call raga, likes for his own family. In my family, my mamatvam, my family, and attachment and all of that. So between duty and attachment, that was the war in Arjuna's mind. So Bhagavan had to solve that. In the end, Karishye vachanam tava, I will do. Bhagavan did not have to tell him to do. He himself tells, I will do. So because this one got solved, what we do? We put the cart before the horse. What we try to do? We try to solve everything outside. And we don't try to solve anything inside. And that is our problem. You see that now every aspect of our life, we are trying to embellish and beautify and polish everything outside and not inside. Outside means, you see, I'll give you 100 examples if I start. We see how my spouse should change like this, but we don't see how I should change. The spouse should be like this. But what about you? So we are trying to change the spouse and the house and the mouse, but you're not trying to change your own self. That is the problem. But really, that is putting the cart before the horse. And I told, if we change everything here, everything will change properly. So we want to make everything nice outside. So Bhagavan had to just do that one thing. The same Arjuna who collapsed, the same Arjuna rose up. And because he rose up, today we have Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise there would have been no Bhagavad Gita. Kauravas would have seen to it that there is no Bhagavad Gita. Because that is the nature of evil people. Nothing good will survive. So Bhagavan corrected something in Arjuna's mind. So this is what Bhagavad Gita is about, correcting something in our mind. In any case, if you try to correct anything outside, right? Like all the embellishment and all the beautification and all the change and all the rearrangement and all the things which we are doing on the outside, does it work? Human beings have become better? No, it doesn't work actually. That is why you hear the wives, they tell me, Swamiji, since I married this man, he is same way, he wouldn't change. And the husbands also say the same thing about the wives. They wouldn't change. No matter how much you try to change them, they would not change. Or you try to make everything nice and dandy outside, then what happens? Well, one big flood comes. Means you beautify everything outside. Only one flood it takes and everything gone back to scratch. So changing inside is what is important. First, put the horse before the cart and not the cart before the horse. Now, 18 chapters and we are going to see now chapter 5. Arjuna is asking Bhagavan Shri Krishna some question in chapter 5 because Bhagavan used some words and Arjuna wants to know what those words are. See this. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
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 Sannyasam Karmanam Krishna Punar Yogam Cha Shamsasi.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Yachreyate Tayorekam Tam Me Brudi Sunishchitam.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Krishna Kanaya Lal Ki Jai. Sannyasam Karmanam Krishna Punar Yogam Cha Shamsasi. This is all technical stuff, but let me tell you a simple thing. First of all, Arjuna had a confusion in his mind. This is the first point. Second point, what was the confusion? Well, Bhagavan used two different types of words. One word is called sannyasa and the other word is called karma. Well, in Arjuna's mind, those two things are contradictory. What does it mean? Sannyas means renunciation. Karma means I get up and do something. So if a person has renounced everything, well, what does he need to do anything? This is the confusion in Arjuna's mind. If I renounce, if you become a renunciate, well, the confusion is in Arjuna's mind because he didn't have sufficient information. Like you see, in our life, we are called as renunciates, right? Sannyasis who wear this clothes. We are renunciates. Bhagwan Shankaracharya was a renunciate. Puja Gurudev was a renunciate. But does that mean that we all stop doing work? No. There is no such thing as stop doing work. Bhagwan Shankaracharya walked up and down India 5 times, the whole of India. That is from here to New York, you know. From here to Toronto. Walk up and down. He's a sannyasi, he's a renunciate. But he walked up and down doing work only. And his work, we cannot imagine. It is incredible. I see our Gurudev, 40 years traveling the whole globe, setting up. Because of Gurudev, we are all sitting here today. It's Chinmaya mission, and now all of you, and the school and everything. So how much work? So now the third thing is then, the renunciation does not mean the cessation of work. So then what is renunciation? Renunciation just means renouncing certain wrong ideas and beliefs which we have in our mind. That is all. Because suppose you start wearing this clothes and you change your name to Swami this or Swami that, and all the wrong ideas still there in the mind, that means you are no renunciate. You see? It is the ideas in the mind that have to be removed, the wrong ideas. That is the idea. So Arjuna became confused between these two. He thought that if Bhagavan has used the word sannyas and Bhagavan has used the word karma, so Bhagavan, what do you want me to do? You want me to renounce everything, or you want me to fight this battle? Bhagavan means to say, my dear Arjuna, I just want you to renounce your attachment to these Kauravas on that side. You renounce your attachment to them. Renounce the feeling of mamatvam. They are my people. Really speaking, everybody is my people, not these people only my people. In reality, either everybody is my people or nobody is my people. You cannot say half the people are my people and half is not my people. But we like to do that. You see? So Arjuna is asking, Krishna, you are telling about renunciation and you are telling about karma, both the things. Punad yogam cha shamsasi. And you are praising mukti, which is coming out from this world altogether. But you are telling me to fight. Yachre etayoha ekam tanme bruhi sinushita. Most people are like this. We want, look, don't tell me this and tell me this and tell me, just tell me what to do. Have you seen? That is good also. Arjuna likes that is good to a point. Let me just take back that. That is good to a point. What happens is our mind becomes very tamasic and we allow the government to tell us what to do, the pop stars to tell us what to do, the internet to tell us what to do, YouTube to tell us what to do, Facebook to tell us what to do. We allow others to think first. That is a big, big problem actually. That is why you have waves of things going on. Waves means what? It means when anything becomes popular, everybody follow that thing. So in other words, you are not thinking, you are allowing that group who came up with that popular thing, they are thinking for you and you are just following. And that is not good. When we relinquish our thinking capacity in favor of others, in popular society, that is really bad. If you relinquish your thinking to a guru, that is a different matter. And then that guru will also, if you relinquish your thinking to the guru, let him think for you, then again it is bad. The guru will teach you how to think for yourself. Others, they are glad if they can think for you and you don't have to think. But Guru's work is to make you think for yourself. But here, Arjuna is telling Bhagavan, you tell me now exactly what you want me to do. Now this is a softening up of Arjuna. Softening up means what? 5th chapter is already softening up. How? Because in 2nd chapter, when he's first and 2nd chapter, he tells, I am not going to fight. So if now he is telling, Tanme bruhi sunishchitam, you tell me. Bruhi means you tell. That means he is softening up. In other words, he is telling Bhagavan, okay, you tell me which one to do, and then I will do. In beginning, he was decided, I am not going to fight. I will not fight. And he became quiet. But here now he says, okay, tell what to do. Now Bhagavan tells. And also about this question about karma and sannyas, Bhagavan will talk about all of these things. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Sannyasa karma yogascha nishreyasa karavubhav.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Tayostu karma sannyasa karma yogo vishishyate.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Nyesa nitya sannyasi Yona dveshti na kanchati.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandha pramuchyate.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। संन्यास कर्म योगस्य निश्रेयस करा उभौ निश्रेयस करा. Karau means both of them, sannyasa and karma, they bring nishreyasa. Nishreyasa means the greatest good. Means whether you choose to renounce the world or whether you choose to stay in the world and do your karma, both bring the highest benefit. Nishreyasa. Nishreyasa means mukti. Both will bring mukti eventually. So we don't have to worry. So you don't have to say, oh, he became a sannyasi, I wonder if I should become a sannyasi. If you're wondering, don't. If you have to become a sannyasi, you will just do it like that. If you have to wonder, and if you have to go and ask anybody also, Swamiji, what do you think? I should become a sannyasi? If you're asking, don't even think of it. Tayostu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. But between the two, karma yogo vishishyate. Karma yoga is better. You stay and do your work. That's what that the meaning is. What I am just telling you. Between the two, the better is you stay and do your work. Means engage in your duties. Karma yoga is duty dedicated to Bhagwan. If you just remember the simple definition. Duty, I am doing my duty, whatever is allotted to you in your work, wherever you are, whether you're a teacher, taxi driver, pilot, or doctor, whatever you're doing, or you're a housewife or house husband or whatever it is, whatever you are doing, you just do that thing and dedicate it to Bhagwan. That is all. This is called karma yoga. If you're just doing it and not dedicating it to Bhagwan, you're doing it for your own self, you're doing it for money, doing it for name, for fame, for doing it for some other reason, then it is not karma yoga. Karma yoga means I'm doing it for Bhagwan. That is all. So all your work can be transformed into karma yoga. You can transform your work into karma yoga. So he says, if we do that, he says, vishishyate, that supersedes. that excels, that is better than any sannyas or anything you could take, you could think about. And this is true across the board. Suppose you are a simple person, means you don't know anything about scriptures, you don't know anything about Hindi or Sanskrit, you can't even read or write, but you just doing whatever your duty is simply, and you dedicate that duty to Bhagwan. That is better than any Pandit also who knows Sanskrit also and doesn't dedicate anything to Bhagwan. This is a simple teaching of Bhagavad Gita. The one who does his duty and dedicates that thing to Bhagwan. Karma yoga, karma yogo vishishyate. Karma sannyas, that is better than karma sannyas. Nyeya. Now, who is a sannyasi? What is really a sannyasi? He tells that in the second verse, which we chanted. Nyeya sa nitya sannyasi, yo na dveshti na kankshati. He is really a sannyasi who has renounced dvesha and akanksha, means desire. Hatred and desire. If we have renounced these two, we are really a sannyasi. One who has not renounced these two, no matter what color clothes he is wearing, he is not a sannyasi. Hatred and desire. And hatred, you know why? This is a very simple thing. Hatred comes, two things must be present for hatred to come. One is, I have to think myself better than the other person. That must be there. I feel I am better. I have greater qualities and gunas and traits and characteristics and all of those things. So I am better. And the second thing is, I have to see that person as unconnected to me. That person is himself and I am myself. If I see everybody as me, there can be no such thing as hatred. Just like how you see your whole body as yourself. This is me. So I don't hate my little finger. No matter how crooked that little finger is, I still like it. You know how? What is the proof? Suppose somebody says, okay, your little finger is bent. Bring the cutlass. Bring the cutlass. We'll excise that crooked portion. Vakratunda. But you love it because it is you. So hatred only comes when I see everybody as different. I can hate. If I see everybody as me, my own, I cannot hate. And second, I have to think that that person, I am better than that person. Then only I can hate. If I think that that person is better than me, then hate is not there. Jealousy will be there. There is something else. So, the real sannyasi, Nyeya Nitya sannyasi, he is who doesn't have any hate for any creature, any being. In 12th chapter, Bhagavan will again tell Arjuna all of these things. Na kankshati, doesn't go on hankering, desiring. This is the next one. Akanksha. Akanksha means going on hankering, going on desiring, going on longing. Oh, and you know all sorts of longings we have in our mind. The best thing is, we have some simple work to do now. Let me just concentrate on doing my work. Otherwise I go on hankering after this thing, after that thing. And I try also, and when I don't get it, whoever comes in my way, I try to remove them. Nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukam bandhat pramuchyate. Oh Mahabaho, Mahabaho is Arjuna. Mahabaho means one of mighty arms. That is Arjuna. Oh Mahabaho, nirdvandvaha hi sukam bandhat pramuchyate. If you can go beyond dvandva, and this is a very big word in Bhagavad Gita, dvandva. This is a big word in general. I started out today by telling you about dvandva, but I did not use this word. I told you now, there is positive and there is negative. There will be good people in the world, there will be evil people in the world. There will be nice ambrosial plants and there will be stinging nettle. There will be nice furry panda bear. And then there will be lions. So you can touch the panda bear, but if you touch the lion, and if you don't believe me, try. So this is called dvandva. This is the technical term for this in Sanskrit is dvandva. Dvandva means duality. But this is this jagat in which we live. The jagat is made up of dvandva. It is called dvandva sansar. And like one day, you sing it all the time in bhajans, you just don't know that you are singing it. Sukha dukkha dono. What is it? Huh? सुख दुख दोनों रहते हैं, कभी धूप तो कभी छाँव, कभी धूप तो कभी छाँव. You sing, na? सुख दुख दोनों रहते में, sukha and dukha, joy and sorrow. कभी धूप कभी छाँव means sometimes sunlight will be there, sometimes darkness. Sunlight and darkness. Sometimes health, sometimes disease. Joy, sorrow. Sometimes laughing, sometimes crying. And some people are so good at times. We say sometimes laughing, sometimes all the time crying. And some other people who are there all the time laughing. Isn't it? But this is sansara. It's called dvandva. Bhagavan is saying, Arjuna, that the one who can become nirdvandva. Nirdvandva means one who can go beyond the pairs of opposites. Bandhat pramuchyate. He'll become free from bondage. But this is it requires a great amount of effort. What is the meaning? In second chapter, he gave the meaning of this. Let us see this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Sukha dukha same kritva, labha labha jaya jaya.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Tato yudhaya yujasma, naivam papam avapsyasi.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Bhagavan is telling there in second chapter itself. In other words, Bhagavan told it already, but he has to come and tell it again. Nirdvandvaha bhava means you become free from the pairs of opposite. But he already told. I know, Prabhu, you already told me, but my hair hard now. What to tell you? But all of you hair hard like that, na? Again and again they'll tell. How many times the parents have to tell you this and tell you that? And how many times you have to tell your children? Over and over and over. Because everybody hair. In Guyana they say, hair is hard. Hair is hard. So, Bhagavan told it. What is it? Sukha dukhe same kritva. In sukha and dukha, maintain balance. Because life will bring joy and life will also bring sorrow. You have to maintain your balance. Otherwise, we don't maintain our balance. When life brings sorrow, what we do? We lose our balance. When life brings joy, again we lose our balance. See, when life brings sorrow, we lose our balance. How? We get angry and then, who caused this sorrow to me? Let me find that fellow. I'll go finish him now. But you lost your balance. You lost your mind too. Because you're thinking, he caused it, she caused it, that one caused it, the government caused it, the internet caused it, the children caused it, somebody caused it, and whoever caused it, I'm going to. You're not realizing you caused it yourself. If you don't realize that I caused it so that is the way to bring the balance now, to realize I caused it myself. How? A very simple thing. See, Tulsidas ji tells, see, look here. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Kahu n ko sukh दुख करदाता निज कृत करम भोग सब भ्राता.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
कर्म प्रधान विश्व करनाखा जो जस करई सो तस फल चाखा.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम.
Bolo Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम.
Raja Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय. Don't lose the thread. Bhagavan is using the word nirdvandvaha. Become nirdvandvaha bhava. You become free from the pairs of opposite. So then I went to second chapter to tell you, Bhagavan already spoke about this. And there he says, Sukha dukhe same kritva, become balanced in joy and sorrow. And I'm telling you how to become balanced in joy and sorrow now. When something in the world brings some sorrow, what happens? We lose our balance. And we blame and shout and curse and everything. You know. We lose our balance, right? So that time, what we have to realize, that person or that thing or those circumstances, they did not cause it. They were only the conduit for my own karma to come to me, because kahu na ko sukh dukh. Ramayana telling, Tulsidas ji tells very nicely, what? Nobody is the source of my joy or my sorrow. Nijikrita karma bhog sabhrata. I am the author of my own joys and sorrows. No, say, Swamiji, but that doesn't sound true. How is that not true? Because that fellow insulted me. He is the source of my sorrow. Soon morning I get up and I go outside, he tell me you're ugly. And you're dressed funny too. But he will insult me. So we say, he is the cause of my sorrow. The insult. That is not the cause of your sorrow. The cause of your sorrow is all the time you thinking you pretty. So when he tell you you're ugly now, then what happened? The idea is, when somebody gives an insult, right? It is up to me to take it or not to take it. When I take it, then my sorrow comes. So who took it? I took it. Then my sorrow came. If the fella tells me, hey, you're stupid. Suppose he tells, you're stupid. And I tell, so only today you found out? Suppose I tell him like that, only today you found out? Then he'll realize that his insult, I did not take the insult, right? You know what happens usually? If the postman bring a letter by your house, and you move from there, you are not there anymore. So the postman brings the letter and he didn't know that you moved. So what the postman will do with the letter? He'll take the letter back to the sender, isn't it? In the same way, if that fellow gives you an insult and you don't take it, the insult will go back to that fellow only. So as we take the insult, so that time when the sorrow comes, you find out, oh, I was the cause of my own sorrow. This is Chapai from Ayodhya Kand. My own karma came back to me, and that is my sorrow. I created only. Nijakrita karam. And that is the bhog, the result. My own karma which I did, and that is the result. The sorrow came back to me. And then I will retain my balance. Okay, this is my own karma. It came back to me, and I have to take it. Why should I not want my own karma? It is unfair for somebody else should take my karma. So I realize. So nirdvandva, we have to do like this. And when there is joy, and we jump, right? We jump in joy. You score one goal and you jump into the sky. Then you lose the match now. Now you lose the match and you have to go all the way back to Brazil. No, you don't. No, wait, what you could do now? You can't do anything. So if you understood in the beginning that there will be joy when you score a goal and there will be sorrow, and you prepare your mind for every eventuality, you will maintain your... Yes, that is the idea. If you think that there is only one outcome, and you insist that there is only one outcome, that is living in a fool's paradise. Correct or not? That is fool's paradise. There cannot only be one outcome. Big team. Smallest team can be the biggest team. That happened the first day. Correct or not? So your mind has to be prepared for any eventuality, and so you'll be able to maintain your equilibrium. So this is the meaning of nirdvandvaha, and this is a big theme in Bhagavad Gita. Shubha parityagi. Bhagavan will tell in 12th chapter. One should be prepared to go beyond Shubha and Ashubha. Go beyond Dharma and Adharma. Sarva dharman parityajya. All the pairs of opposites. Dharma, Adharma. Shubha and Ashubha means auspicious, inauspicious. To go beyond both. All of them. So, nirdvandvaha bhava, my dear Arjuna, sukham bandhat pramuchyati. And easily, sukham here means easily. Bandhat pramuchyati. You become free from bondage of sansar, bondage of this. Oh, now. Bhagavan continues there. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Sankhya Yoga Prithak Kala Pravadanti Na Pandita.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Ekam Vyasti यत् सांख्ये प्राप्यते स्थानं तज्योगैरपि गम्यते
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
एकं सांख्यं च योगं च यः पश्यति स पश्यति
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
संन्यासस्तु महाबाहो योगतः
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
योगयुक्तो मुनिर्ब्रह्मा न चिरेण गच्छति
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय. सांख्य योग पृथक वालाः प्रवदन्ति न पंडिताः. Actually, this line is pointing to a disease which is there in human beings. Look here. Human beings have this basic, simple disease, always thinking that whatever I am doing is better than what the other person is doing. And in all sorts of things, simple things, like for example, I eaten macaroni, or I eaten bread, and that fellow he eaten roti. I don't know why he just go through all of this thing to make that roti. You have to knead flour with baking powder and water and wait for it to soak and belay and seke and all kind of thing. I don't know why he goes. Just put the macaroni in the pot and go down the shop, buy the shop and buy a loaf of bread. So the person, whatever he is doing, he feels that he is doing the right thing, and the other fellow, he wasting time. We always feel like that, and that goes for everything. Like for example, the people in this religion, they think that they're following the proper thing, and the people in that religion, they're following the wrong thing. There's a disease or not? And there's disease across the board for everything. So here, this is expressed in this thing. People say, some people say Sankhya Yoga, and some people say Karma Yoga. I mean Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, like that. And no, Jnana Yoga better. I am a Jnani, better than the Bhakta or Karma Yogi. And the Karma Yogi, those Jnanis, those fellows, they head dry. They know nothing. They don't know the rasa of Bhakti. You see? So he feel he better, and this one feel he better. Bhagavan says anybody who feel like that is Bala. Bala means childish. Bala means a child. So childish. In other words, if you think what you are doing is correct and what the other fellow is doing is wrong, you are only childish. And the world full of childish people. This same childish, Balaha, this word comes in Kathopanishad also. Same thing. Anytime you feel that you are too good and what you are doing is right and what other people are doing that is wrong, that means you are not mature. You're childish. And that's why there are people who will come to your door. The people will come to your door, right? Because whatever you are doing is wrong. They will come with umbrellas and books. Have you seen? Because whatever you are doing, my dear, is wrong. You will go to hell. So you have to follow them, correct or not? Childish only. That is a pakka bala. Somehow what they are doing is right and what you all are doing is wrong. And who is the judge? Blind, the childish people, they are their own judge. One stopped me last week. And he sees his clothes and he says, "You look like a religious man." I say, yeah. Religious man. He said, I could give you a pamphlet. I said, no, why? Save it, I wouldn't read it. Save it, I wouldn't read it. He said, all right, thank you for listening. Balaha. That what we are doing is wrong and what he is doing is right. This Balaha word is a big thing. Bhagavan uses here, and Kathopanishad also it comes there. So he says, to think what the other man is doing is wrong and to think what you are doing. He says only children talk like that. Only children talk like that. Not wise people. Not wise people. Napanditaha. Ekamapyastita samyak uvayor vindate phalam. You just follow, actually this is what wonderful advice. You just follow the one you are following and you will reach the same goal. One who follows any one of them. And the two things which are being discussed here is Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, or Jnana Yoga and Bhakti. Karma Bhakti same. You just follow the one which you are following and don't deviate. That is it. Yat Sankhya Prapyate Sthanam. That state or place reached by Jnana Yoga, Tad Yoga Erapi Gamyate. That will certainly be reached by the person who follows Karma Yoga also. That is the idea. Whoever is following Karma Yoga, you reach the same place. Two things happen. Two things happen there. What happens is, this one feels he is superior to that one. And so he is trying to get that one to come here. That is bad also. See the other side now. That other fellow also feels inferior. He develops some inferiority complex. Oh, those fellows, they are following something real good, real nice. And me, I am a lowly soul. So he develops some inferiority complex also. And sometimes that inferiority complex is forced on you. You have to make sure you don't have a superiority complex, nor an inferiority complex. I'll just give you a simple example. Many of you may not know, but when we used to go to school, now all those people who are my age and over, you will know what I'm talking about. When we used to go to school in the old days, we used to give you a slice of sada roti. And inside that roti you have some okra or some karaili, some aloo, some baigan, something inside it, right? And there are people who used to laugh at us just because we eaten a slice of sada roti. So if you eat a slice of sada roti, you have to hide it and eat. You pull it out from your brown paper bag like that a little bit and just let it top and take a bite and close it back. The same people who used to make you feel inferior and they are superior, the same people now, they're looking for a sada roti all on the street in Debe. Correct or not? They're looking, that thing selling like hot bread or like hot sada roti. But there are some people who try to impose on you an inferiority complex. You have to be very careful about that. Something for you to think sociologically. Some years ago, there was a fellow who came from Suriname. And he was telling me that in Suriname, the Indians still speak Hindi. Listen to this, This is true, The Indians in Suriname still speak Hindi. Indians in Trinidad and Guyana, they have lost Hindi totally. Right? अगर तो मैं हिंदी में बात शुरू करूंगा तो सब लोग को कुछ नहीं आएगा. If I start talking in Hindi, no, nothing will come to any of you. Correct or not? Means to say, we have lost Hindi totally. So he was asking me why. I said it is perhaps because the population was too small to retain the language. He said, false. Because in Suriname, the Indians are only about 35 or 35%. And still they retain. And here in Guyana, it was more than 50%. And they lost it. And you know what the reason was? Suriname is a Dutch colony. And Trinidad and Guyana were British colonies. And the British had a stated policy, overt, not covert, to wipe out this culture and language. And so they had to make you feel inferior from every way. So if you speak Hindi, you are inferior. If you eat roti, you are inferior. That was the policy. So they wiped it, they succeeded. Because we allowed ourselves to feel inferior. This thing is hinted at here in the Bhagavad Gita. That the one who is following this thing, he's following something. He feels either superior and the other fellow feels inferior. And that goes from side to side. The same fellow who is feeling inferior about one thing, he feels superior about something else. But the idea is, that is why Bhagavan said, Nirdvandvaha means go beyond the pairs of opposite. Go beyond inferior and superior. Why should I feel inferior or superior to anybody? To go beyond that. And that the equilibrium balance of Bhagavad Gita is coming. Samatha, big word in Gita. It will come here also. Yat sankhya prapyate sthanam. You don't worry, you eat your roti. Because roti made from flour and the bread made from the same flour. The only thing that the bread has something that will kill you faster. Like emulsifiers. It will emulsify your brain. Yat sankhya prapyate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate. Whatever is achieved by Jnana Yoga is also achieved by Karma Yoga. Don't worry about it. Ekam sankhya cha yogam cha yapashyati sa pashyati. Both are same. Same means what? They will bring the same result. They will bring the same result. Karma, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. Sannyasastu mahabaho dukhamaptuma yogataha. But this sannyasa and karma, Jnana Yoga and all, it is difficult. Tulsidaji tells this in Uttarkand also. Jnana Yoga is difficult. Both will bring the same result, but one is difficult. And one is easier. Yoga yukto munir brahma nachirenati gacchati. But the one who adheres to his doing his duty and offering it to Bhagwan, that person will reach the supreme state very fast. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyaha. Sarvabhuta atma bhutatma kurvannapi na lipyate. Since the Karma Yoga is the easy one, Bhagwan now talks about the qualities that a Karma Yogi should have seen. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyaha.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Sarvabhutatma bhutatma kurvannapi na lipyate.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna
karomi yukto manyet tattvavid. Pashyan shrinman prashan grihnan unmishan. Pashyan shrinman prashan grihnan ashnan gachan swapan shwasam. Pralapan visrejan grihnan unmishan nimishan api. Indriyani indriyartheshu vartantana vidharayan. Chinmaya Lal ki jai. Yoga yuktatma, vishuddhatma, vijitatma, jitendriyaha. So this is what we have to practice, you see. Better, rather than say, hey, he better than me, he worse than me, I better than him, or rather than thinking about all of these unnecessary, useless things in this world, better we think, Bhagavan said, vishuddhatma, concentrate on removing impurities from my own heart. Best. Why am I thinking that one better, I better, this one, oh, superiority, inferiority, this, that. Let me concentrate on removing my durgunas, they call. Durgunas means all those things which are undesirable qualities. Like some people, they take out their clothes and they throw it on the floor. They use a towel, just throw it. Called durguna. Terrible human being. Or some people don't know how to say thank you or welcome or any such thing. So why don't I remove this durguna and replace it with some guna, some good quality like that. That is the idea. So vishuddhatma means purify the inside, remove all undesirable and bring desirable. Then vijitatma, learn to control my mind and my senses. Control the mind and senses. It's not an easy thing, eh? It sounds easy, but I tell you, you sit down to watch the final. You sit down to watch the final. And then the commercial comes. Whatever commercial comes there, you're gone by the fridge fast. People have popped their corn and everything and they sit down there, isn't it? Popcorn and all soft drink and everything, and you sit down there. And by the time the match done, you done all the popcorn too on your own. And especially if you know that nail biting episodes in the match, you biting popcorn like that. So the control of all the senses, control of all the karma indriyas, jnana indriyas, the mind and all that called Vijita Atma. Vijita Atma. Vijita Atma means one who has conquered all the senses and the mind and everything. Control the whole body, whole personality. Vijita Atma. Otherwise, sometimes we sit down and we are shaking the leg. Have you seen people? Shaking the leg. And And he doesn't know, he just goes on shaking. Shake, shake. Controlling eating and drinking and shaking and all kind of thing. Jitendriya, same thing, control of all the indriyas. Sometimes Vijitatma word is for the whole personality, but separate here, indriyas. The eyes want to see this, the ears want to hear that, the nose want to smell this. The tongue is the Raja. Tongue is Raja, because tongue has three indriyas, Tongue has touch, taste and speech, called Vak Indriya. So the tongue is Raja. If you could control the tongue, we will be able to control all of them. First the tongue. Swamiji, I hear you're having dosa day. Yes, I'm having dosa day. Oh, how many types of dosa is there? Are there? 11 types. Swamiji, I'm coming to try all of them. That's good for the ashram, but that's not good for you. Before he leave there, he want to try masala dosa, he want to try paneer dosa, he want to try Szechuan dosa, he want to try pesto dosa, he want to try doubles dosa, he want to try corn powder dosa. By the time you finish, you blow up. Literally. So anyway, that's the tongue he wants to try. Everyone. But people come up with nice things now. They buy 11 and carry to one, put in the fridge. And for 11 days they try in one. Alright, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll have to come next time to see that. So, Jitendriya, Sarvabhutatma Bhutatma, Sarvabhutatma Bhutatma, Kurvan Napina Lipyate. The person who is able to control all the senses and who is able to do what we are talking about here, master his personality, he will come to realize the self in all, in the Paramatma, the absolute reality pervading all beings. And such a person, even though he does karma in the world, the karma doesn't bind him. Like how Bhagavan Shankaracharya can do so much karma, how Puja Gurudev could do so much karma, but the karma doesn't bind. But when we do karma, the karma binds us to the sansar. What the karma causes a further desire, and the further desire causes more karma, and the more karma causes further desire, and then we go on and on and on, and there is no end. But to do the karma and to offer it to Bhagavan, it will not bind like that. And that binding, bondage, causes birth after birth. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. When I do karma selfishly, it binds. When I do karma selflessly for Bhagavan, it frees. That is the idea. And this next verse, next two verses, we chanted. If you want to learn to chant Bhagavad Gita, anybody who want to learn to chant Bhagavad Gita, you would learn to chant these two verses. If you get through these two verses, your tongue will get loose. Listen, I'm going to tell you. Pashyan shrinvan sprishan jighran ashnan gachan swapan shwasan pralapan visrijan grihnan unmishan nimishan napi. If you could say that, you pass Gita test. This is the two most difficult lines in Bhagavad Gita to chant. It has what is called some present participle, and when the present participle comes, always an comes, and it's real hard to say. So any aspiring Gita chanter out there, tackle these two verses first. Then you will be able to go through. The rest of it will be like child's play. So Bhagavan is telling in this simple message in these two verses. Bhagavan is giving his own example. Because Arjuna looks at Bhagavan. Prabhu, so many people in this world, they are doing karma, right? All sorts of karma. And the karma is done selfishly, and the karma binds everybody. So where is there any example of karma, somebody doing karma and the karma doesn't bind them? Bhagavan said, right here, me. He tells to Arjuna that Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavit. Bhagwan is this tattvavit, and any tattvavit means one who is a knower of the reality. Even though I do, naiva kinchit karomiti means to say, I don't do. Now this is a very elevated, even though I am doing, I am not doing. But this is to be understood very simply from our standpoint. What? If I am doing that thing and I am offering it to Bhagwan, whatever my work, say Christian and his team here, they are doing this work, right? From the radio. If this thing is done for Bhagwan, Prabhu, I came here to do this for you. That is called, it's the same as non-doing. It means to say that the result will not bind them to this sansar. So if results do not bind to samsara, that is the same as non-doing. So even though I do, I am not doing. That is the idea. But if it is done selfishly, I am doing for me, for my own, I get some paisa, then I'll go and enjoy, because I'm really looking forward to the T20 when it comes to Trinidad, So I try to save up some money. I'll go to the stadium there and see some of those T20 and have a good time. Where is Bhagwan in all of that? I'm doing for me only. That binds. That will cause me to take birth after birth. That is bondage. That is the idea. Birth after birth. So, Naiva kinchit karomiti. The tattvavita, the one who is a knower of the reality, like Bhagavan Shri Krishna only, that person always considers, even though I'm doing, I don't do. In Pashyan, seeing, Shrinvan, listening, whatever is going on, I'm seeing, listening, talking, walking, cooking, eating, going, coming, whatever. I am not doing anything. Indriyani indriyartheshu vartanta iti dharayan. They're very nice. That the senses are just going about their work. And they are being fueled by Bhagwan only. And they are doing their work. My hands is doing something. My hand is doing something. It is being... Okay. Now, this is 9 verses. Like the most I ever finish in one day. We'll stop now and then I'll tell you some announcements. And then we'll have Arati and we'll conclude. Okay. Alright, first thing, yesterday I returned from Guyana and I was there trying to see how we could set up a branch of Chinmaya Mission in Guyana. There are many mission devotees in New York and Orlando and Miami, Toronto and everywhere, mission people who are from Guyana. So on their request, we are trying to set up a mission center in Guyana. So those who are listening, those of you who are sitting here, if you know people who will be helpful, if you know people who can make some contribution to the Guyana effort for Chinmaya Mission and all of that, please do tell them to meet with me and see how they can make their contribution in whichever way. There'll be people, like for example, immediately when I told, one fellow from Toronto offered some land in Guyana, on the spot, like that. So there are people who can help in various ways, So those of you who know people, please send out the message. Okay, this is our effort at the moment, insofar as Guyana is concerned. Now, coming up at the end of this month, we have resumed normal functioning at the ashram and all that, and you know that on the 30th of December we will have our banquet dinner at the ashram. Banquet dinner, yearly annual banquet dinner. And for the banquet dinner we are having Rana Mohip and Suzanne Mohip and the Which one? Sangam International Orchestra. So they will be coming to entertain you, and there will be several dancers and all that sort of thing. And all of it, of course, is to, it will go towards our school and all the things which we are doing. Like, for example, we have just, many of you will be knowing, we have just inaugurated perhaps the most technologically advanced school in Trinidad and Tobago, in Cuba. And for the finances, for those of you who do not know, we spent around 30 million and we are owing around 10 million. We spent this much already and we are owing about 10 million. And so now when we have the banquet dinner, when we have the dosa day, when we have all of these things, we're helping to pay out our loan. A very publicly also, let me tell you, godsend is Sri Ravi Ram Singh from Point Lisa's Steel, who has given us this loan interest free, where you will get a $10 million loan interest free. And he's given us in the form of materials. So he's given us all the material that we need for the ashram, and we are just paying interest free. So there are so many godsends like that in the world that do such noble work. Okay. All right. So this is where we are now. So, and this is why we need the money. And everybody feels Chinmaya Mission have money. I don't know where people get this idea from. The Chinmaya Mission owing money. Yeah. Everybody is commenting, Chinmaya Mission have plenty money. We owing so much. If you have a 10 million debt in your head, how you go feel? You think, na? So we owe in the money. All right. So please do support the banquet dinner, support the whatever is going on there, so that we can pay out the debt and all that kind of thing. Okay. Then from the 1st of March, for 108 nights consecutively, we are going to do Ramayana, but all across the Caribbean. We have already dates fixed in Jamaica, in St. Martin, in Bahamas, in Guyana, and different places like that. Dates already fixed. So we are doing 108 nights consecutively from island to island. Island hopping Ramayana. So I'm sure when you see the itinerary, you can perhaps hop over to some of the island or one of the island to come and join the Yajna, Caribbean Ramayana tour, like that. Okay, starting on the 1st of March. Okay, I think that's it. We will have Aarti and we will conclude. Miss Manorat will say something. Please come. Miss Manorat will say a few words and then we'll have Aarti. Oh, one of the other teachers. I can't see who is here.
Hari Om, everyone.
Hari Om.
So let's please stand and place your right hand on your chest as we recite the Chinmaya Mission Pledge. We stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. We serve as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight against all low tendencies and false values within and without us. We live honestly the noble life of sacrifice and service, producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. We seek the Lord's grace to keep us on the path of virtue, courage, and wisdom. May thy grace and blessings flow through us to the world around us. We believe that the service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords, and devotion to the people is the devotion to the Supreme Self. We know our responsibilities. Give us the ability and courage to fulfill them. Om Tat Sat. You can all have your seats now. Firstly, we would like to say thank you very much to Swamiji for sharing your wonderful and insightful discourse with the audience. We have indeed been inspired and enriched by the wisdom that flowed from tonight's message. At this time, I would like to express our sincerest thanks and deepest gratitude to our parents whose dedication and generosity allowed this night to be a success. Our deepest gratitude to Pandita Sharanji for conducting our puja. Our heartfelt thanks to Rakesh Sounds and the members of his group for rendering such melodious bhajans and for the high quality sounds tonight. A special thank you to Auntie Vidya and her family who worked tirelessly in assisting wherever they could to ensure the success of tonight's Yajna. I thank you all for joining us here tonight and all those who assisted in the preparations for making tonight's Yajna a tremendous success. I invite you all to remain with us for dinner, and I do hope to see you all again tomorrow night to continue our spiritual journey. Do have a safe and blessed night. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Let us all stand for Arati. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita, Maya Jai Bhagavad Gita, Hariya Kamal Vihari, Hariya Kamal Vihari, Sundar Supunite. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita, Karma Sumarma Prakashi, Kama Sakti Haramaya, ज्ञान विकासिनी
ज्ञान विकासिनी विद्या ब्रह्म परा। ओम जय भगवद गीता।
द्वेष विदारिणी तारिणी मोद सदा मया,
तारिणी मोद सदा
भय हारिणी तारिणी, परमानंद प्रदा।
ओम जय भगवद गीता।
आसुर भाव विनाशी नाशिनी तमरजनी मया,
नाशिनी तमरजनी
दैवी सद्गुणदायिनी,
दैवी सद्गुणदायिनी
हरि रसिका सजनी।
ओम जय भगवद गीता।
समता त्याग सिखावनी, हरि मुख की बानी मया,
हरि मुख की बानी
सकल शास्त्र की स्वामी,
सकल शास्त्र की स्वामी
श्रुतियों की रानी।
ओम जय भगवद गीता।
दया सुधा बरसावन, मातु कृपा की जय,
मातु कृपा की जय। पद प्रेम
प्रेम दान कर,
हरि पद प्रेम दान कर,
अपनों कर लीजिए।
ओम जय भगवद गीता। जय भगवद गीता। मैया जय भगवद गीता। हरे हिया कमल विहारिणी, हरे हिया कमल विहारिणी, सुंदर सुपनीते। ओम जय भगवद गीता।
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 मंगलम भगवान विष्णु, मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजः, मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं, मंगलायतनो हरिः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हरि ओम तत्सत Please have a look at our book stall outside at the back. At the back there's some wonderful, especially for parents, this nice title called parenting, so important because parents have a big responsibility, and there are many titles for little children. Rather than giving them phones, give them oh, these are new ones. Round about Ganesh going around, and Lulu, elements and me. And Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, single chapter 5, which we are doing by itself. Okay, please have a look on your way out, and hope to see all of you tomorrow. Hari Om.